She-Hulk, the new Marvel Studios TV adaptation featuring Tatiana Maslany as the newcomer to the MCU, and also features Mark Ruffalo as we know as Bruce Banner slash the Hulk. Listen, when I first heard about this show and I saw the trailer, the first thing I thought was those things they were eating in the car, cheesy like Cheetos, and I was like, huh, this is kind of, I don't know how this is gonna be. I don't know if I'm really into it. Never was really into the comic. Actually, I never even read a She-Hulk comic. I never really got the character understood. I just thought they was, doing what they always do when they make a male character. Why not make a female character? I didn't know if it was like a what if type of deal or if it was kind of like, I just didn't know. I just was unaware of the character. Luckily, this episode not only gave me insight to who this character is, it also gave me a newfound respect for what she does. The whole premise of the episode is kind of just telling how she became who she is, which was great because I didn't know how she became what she is. I saw snippets and trailer footage, and I thought maybe she got her powers the same way Bruce did. I seen a lab scene, and I'm thinking maybe something happened to where she inhaled his gamma radiation, and that's how it became what it is. But it comes to find out that's completely wrong. And she actually became She-Hulk by, let me tell you, spoilers are ahead if you haven't saw the episode. I'm sorry. You should be seeing the episode if you're watching reviews, but spoilers are ahead because I don't know how to tell this episode without saying spoilers. She actually became She-Hulk from getting Bruce's blood in her genetic DNA, and that's how she became She-Hulk. What is responsibility of those powers? Do they merely have an obligation to refrain from the misuse of the power, or do they have a duty to protect those without it? This is the question that opens She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law, spoken straight to the camera style that they do. I like how they break the fourth wall with this, how she's speaking directly to the camera, and then they go back into the flashback of what happened. So her and Bruce are driving, and he's talking about how he's trying to heal his arm from the events of Endgame. Also, he's talking about a device that he has which makes him human form. So a lot of people were wondering in Shang-Chi, how is he back to his human form? And we get the answer right then and there. Right as they're bonding and they're going over things, especially how to eat Cheetos with chopsticks. Go figure. As dumb as it sounds, it's actually not a bad idea. They get attacked by a Sakar. I think I said that correctly. A ship. So that's what I was wondering. That was the mystery that I wanted to know the whole episode. Like, all the other stuff we got was great, but I was wondering, why was this ship there trying to find Bruce Banner, and what does it have to do? So I'm guessing that has to do with the whole premise of the show. Some people are saying that Hulk has a son when he was on Sakai. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's Jeff Goldblum trying to get revenge for Hulk leaving him. I don't know. But anyway, after this happens, they get in a car accident, and like I said, her DNA and genetics get mixed with Bruce's, and just because they have the same DNA structure, instead of killing her, she becomes the She-Hulk. Her first two incidents of rage are kind of just her being isolated, not knowing what was going on, until the third incident is when she actually has the fusion that Bruce has now, which is, Smart Hulk, as he calls, and the Raging Hulk Monster, which is the good and the bad, both combined to make this one unique individual. And so that was one thing I was kind of worried about with this show, too. Immediately, they're going to make her overpower, or she would have more abilities and agilities than our Hulk did, the OG Hulk, as my son says. So I was kind of on the fence, like, how they gonna play this? And of course they did that, which every woman in the MCU seems to be overpowered. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just their way of kind of giving us a gauge of how powerful these characters are. Nonetheless, I thought the first episode it wasn't bad. It could have been worse. I like the Captain America references about how he possibly was a virgin. Then you find out at the end credit scenes that I guess Cap wasn't a virgin. He got him a little something something in 1943. Also, I like how Bruce Banner had this secret kind of like bungalow getaway that him and Tony Stark created during the blip, which was kind of the reason or the way that Bruce found out how to combine himself with his Hulk self. So a lot of people had answers to that. So I like the fact that they answered that. I like the animation at the end where, you know, they got her in the classroom talking about Steve Rogers, or you just see certain things that might possibly come up in episodes. It's just those little small minor details that Kevin Feige pays attention to. And he's like, hey, let's do this here. And then how they always connect certain characters in the MCU. And now, remember, this show is supposed to have Daredevil as well as Wong. So there's going to be some kind of interaction with there into the greater MCU universe. So I'm curious, and I want to see that. Like, I got to see this. And I also like the fact that she's accepted who she's become. She freaked out. She's accepted it. Bruce wants her to stay and train because he like, listen, you're going to be a superhero now. And she's like, no, I still want to continue to be an attorney. I don't went to school for this. This is my passion. So her main focus is being an attorney, and she doesn't really care too much about the superhero thing. She doesn't know, but she saw it at the end that it's just something that's going to happen naturally. When whoever, I don't know who that lady was, attacked in the courtroom, and she becomes the Hawk, and she kicks her ass. So it's something that's going to happen. But I like the fact that how she was just completely against this and like, listen, I'm not doing this. I just want to be regular. I'll continue to control it. And she's giving examples of how she controls her anger on a daily basis, dealing with, men, and just a slew of other things in her career. I also like the scene in the bathroom where she comes to after becoming the Hawk for the first time, and she's got all this blood on her, and the girls come in and they help her out, and I'm like, that's just like black folk. Black folk gonna help you out. They dolled her up, give her makeup, and then obviously some guys come out and are catcalling her, and she gets mad again. I like how Tony Stark's had his initials etched inside the bar, and you could tell that Tony's death affected Bruce Banner in a way. The way he talks about him, he gets kind of sentimental when he brings him up. Listen, there was a lot of things that I liked about this episode. It was cheesy at parts. The self-aware stuff that we saw, that we kind of knew what was going to happen. The woke stuff. But for the most part, I thought it was a decent outing for the first episode. I rate everything with mics. For the first episode, out of 5 mics, I'm gonna give She-Hulk 3.5 mics. I think that's fair. That means good. Things that could have been worked on. No nitpicks, but that's neither here nor there. It's the first episode. I'll rate the whole series as it goes, depending on how this video does. I'll either wait to the end or I'll just do episode by episode. But I want to know what you guys think. Post your comments below. Let me know if you like the episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's talk about it in the comments. Peace.